What's up, folks? DC here, welcoming you back to another episode of My Nightmare. Follow along as I try to hike in this 160-pound stove into the property. Wish me luck. Alright guys, this thing is heavy. I'm gonna keep the filming short. I really gotta use both legs and both hands and concentrate on what I'm doing to mitigate my chances of getting hurt here. So I'm just gonna concentrate on getting this thing in. About halfway there, half a mile left to go. Oh, doing good so far. Wish me luck on the rest. Oh, that was a sick and twisted mission. Oh man. For anyone who's ever carried one of these things before, you know what kind of sick and twisted mission that was. Carrying that thing, one person carrying that thing through the woods 1 mile. Oh, well, it's on the property. I just need to get up into the cabin. I'm gonna go open that door, and I got one last little push to get it to where it's gonna live for the rest of its life. I don't know how to get this thing off. Woo! Oh. Couple things made that nightmarish. I tried to shed as much weight as I could off this thing. I took the legs off, took the front glass door off, but I could not figure out how to get all of these bricks out. It almost seems like they're cemented in there. If I could have got these out, it would have been a lot easier of a task, but with these things permanently in there, that definitely added to the nightmare. A second thing that made that nightmarish was I kept smelling smoke. If you could see the valley right now, there's a layer of smoke that has entered the valley, and on my hike I kept smelling it. And as a property owner, when you smell smoke, it's kind of in the back of your mind. I was rushing just to make sure everything on my end was good. Everything here on the property looks fine. What I believe this is from is I heard a couple days ago on the news about 40 miles from here there's a really bad forest fire. I think the winds have shifted and brought some of that smoke into the valley. But on my hike, kept smelling it, and I was rushing, to say the least, to get back here and just double check that everything was good on my end. The stove was a gift from my good friends Gordon and Tracy. Their mother-in-law bought a tiny home. This came brand new with the tiny home uninstalled, and the mother-in-law didn't want it. She was just gonna wash her hands of it and get rid of it, and my friend Gordon was like, no, I got a buddy who would love to have this. Now that it's sitting here on the property and I have the ability in the future to heat this structure with wood, I absolutely love this. So thank you to my friends Tracy and Gordon for giving me this brand new stove. Another thing I want to note is these frame packs. These things just seem indestructible. I'm blown away at the amount of weight these things can have for how lightweight they are. They just seem almost indestructible. Not too much bending going on there with 100, I'd guess, probably 160 pounds, 170 maybe. Definitely my body weight. I'm about 160 and definitely felt like I had my body weight on my back, and this thing survived. So kudos to these things. Anyone who's done strenuous activity knows about the runner's high you get after it. Endorphins are flowing, blood is pumping, adrenaline is going. I definitely kind of got a little bit of a natural high going right now. Feeling very accomplished. I got that stove in. I think I'm gonna relax for the next couple hours, let my body recover, get some food in me, get some water in me, and let my adrenaline stop pumping. So take the afternoon off and decide here in a little bit whether or not I'm gonna do any more work today. So I'll catch you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, I spent the last couple hours just relaxing, getting some food, hydrating, and letting my body recover after that stove mission. Got about an hour of sunlight left. I'm just gonna do a couple easy siding pieces that got neglected while I was worrying about the overall siding project. So it's time to just go back and get a couple of these little pieces that got left out. All right, guys, I managed to get 3 of these metal ending siding pieces done. Now, I waited till the end of the entire metal siding project to come back and get these ending pieces because they take a little bit more time. They need to be measured out and they need to be cut with the cutting wheel. Got this one done. Finished this long one to finish this back side. And then I managed to get one on the front side. I got a couple more to do. I'll probably save that for tomorrow. I'm running out of daylight. I'm gonna use what light I have remaining to do some cleaning up. And that's gonna be it for me today, guys. I'm gonna get some rest tonight and I'll come back strong tomorrow. Good morning, guys. Let's see what kind of weather we got today. Holy snow. I had a feeling this was kind of happening last night. I got woken up several times to some heavy wind whipping around. I'm gonna eat some breakfast and decide what exactly it is I'm gonna do today. All right, I spent the morning and better part of the afternoon kind of waiting out this storm. It seems like it's starting to clear. I can see blue skies off in the horizon. Definitely took me by surprise. Got a little bit more than I was expecting. That's about 4 inches out of this storm. Pretty significant. Instead of busting out power tools and doing work outside here, I think I'm gonna hike out the trailhead, reestablish the trail, get some footprints into it, get to the truck, and I got a couple things sitting there, some odds and ends things. I got a finishing nailer and some finishing nails out there. I'm gonna get those in and reestablish the trail. So let's get started. I must say, one thing that's got me thinking my lucky stars is that I got that stove in when I did yesterday when the trail was dry. It would have been pretty impossible to do it today with all this new snow. We don't use the word impossible on this project, but it would have been near impossible, that's for sure. All right, back at the truck, 1 mile down. Gonna load up and then 1 mile back in. Got finishing nailer, some window and door shims, and 2 brand new sets of bed sheets. Last but not least, I'm gonna try 1 of 2 brand new mattresses, twin XLs, meant to be turned into a guest bed in the future. Wow. Alright guys, just got back from my 2 mile round trip with the odds and ends load. The load was on the lighter side, but definitely broke a sweat there with the snow. The snow definitely made things a little bit more on the challenging side, but the storm has broke and Mother Nature is putting on a show right now. All right, guys, with the sun disappearing, that's gonna be it for me today. Hardly any work got done up here today with the storm that hit. That's okay though. Not every day could be balls to the wall, hair on fire up here. At least that's what I tell myself. It's okay to be mellow once in a while, right? Hopefully these clear skies continue through tomorrow and I can get a bunch done. I'll catch you guys in the morning. Good morning, guys. Okay, today I want to switch gears a little bit. I've been focusing a lot on the outside lately. Now I want to start focusing a little bit on the inside, doing some work in here. I want to start doing floorboards in loft number 2. In previous episodes, we went through the whole process of laying down floorboards in loft number 1, 8-inch boards, 1 3/8 thickness, tongue and groove. And I just want to mirror what I did here over in loft number 2. I already explained the process that goes into making one of these floorboards in previous episodes. If you haven't seen them, I highly recommend watching them. It was my first time ever trying tongue and groove, and I felt that they turned out really well. I'm going to do the same thing in this loft, but instead of explaining the process over again, I'm going to work fast and get as many done as possible today. Alright, it's 6:30 and I lost my light. I guess that's just how the game goes this time of year, losing light this early. I managed to get 4 floorboards installed. Now I know that doesn't seem like much, but what I did do is get 8 made up, ready to go for tomorrow. The bulk of the work is just making these things, and the install should go pretty quickly. So that's what I'm going to do first thing tomorrow, is install these 8. So I'll catch you guys in the morning. Good morning, guys, and what a moody one it is today. We got 39 degrees inside, 14 degrees outside. I'm running on little sleep right now because we had a severe wind event last night. It started about 7 p.m. and the last time I remember before going to bed was 3 a.m. So about an 8-hour episode. I'm not going to try to guess the miles per hour of the wind, but it was substantial enough to where it was shaking this structure, making things very loud, hard to sleep. No significant damage that I can see of. The structure survived it pretty well. Yesterday I left off having 4 floorboards installed in this loft and 8 made up, ready to go. So that's where I'm going to pick up work today, installing these 8. Alright, I installed the 8 boards that I fabricated yesterday, making for a total of 12 boards installed over the last 2 days. giving life finally to this loft. That's really exciting. But what's not exciting is the weather is starting to take a turn for the worst. It's about time for me to get out of here. I'm going to leave before this weather hits that's on the horizon coming in. I'm all out of food. It's time for me to head back on grid, restock supplies, and come back in a couple days. But how I want to conclude this episode is show you all that goes into leaving this property. First task, do a little cleanup, then pack up all the dirty laundry, gather and pack up all the trash created over the last couple days. Say goodbye to the Wolf Lodge caretakers. Frank, Wolfie, you boys know the drill. Keep the place looking good, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in a couple days. Then put up the bear bags. These are just filled with spices like salt, sugar, cinnamon, pepper, a bunch of condiments, and a bunch of freeze-dried backpacker meals. And this just cuts down the chances of an animal breaking into the structure, damaging it, trying to get after this stuff. Make sure all tools and equipment are put away. So a little tradition that we've implemented here on the property is the very last thing we do before we leave is have what's called an exit snack. You grab a seat, grab a snack, and just take it all in for a minute. Give praise for all the amazing work that got done. Everyone was safe and fun was had. One last look, and then it's time to start the 1 mile hike to the trailhead. All right, made it back to the truck. All right, before I start down this road, I'm gonna install the 2 front tire chains. I had the 2 rear ones on still from when I came up earlier this week. I'm gonna have all 4 on. That's gonna give me my best possible chance at not sliding off this road as I descend. And I know that'll make a couple people happy who voiced their concerns over the last episode when I almost slid off the road. All right, time to start my 5 mile, 2,000 foot elevation drop descent down into town. Wish me luck. Oh no. Oh man. And I don't have my chainsaw on me. I'm gonna have to think about this one. So all that wind I got last night was the culprit of this disaster. I don't have my chainsaw on me. I think my only shot is to come down, is to exit the road, come down, and go around. I really don't want to leave the road, but I think that's my only option. And when I come back next week, I'll have my chainsaw and I can get rid of that problem. All right, got lucky there, made it. This is bad etiquette, leaving the road, I know. Luckily for me, all this snow kind of blanketed my footprint and I didn't mess up the vegetation too much. Definitely didn't want to do that, but it was my only option. I'm about 5 miles away, still from town. I'm gonna come back next week prepared with a chainsaw and get rid of this problem. Oh, the venture continues. See if we got any more of those. I mean, as I'm contemplating that, I got really lucky there that tree fell where it did. If you can kind of see down that embankment, there's a ton of trees. It's really steep. It would have made that maneuver pretty much impossible anywhere else. I got really lucky that tree fell where it did. As I'm dropping an elevation here, the snow level is getting less and less, making travel a lot easier. Woo, I can finally see dirt again. Time to take off the tire chains. A paved road, what a welcome sight it is. Mother Nature definitely threw me a couple curveballs this week, but I made it out alive with my health. That's all that matters. Successful mission. Before I take off here, I want to thank a couple people. First, Tracy and Gordon, thank you for donating a brand new stove. I definitely wasn't thanking you guys while it was on my back, but now that it's in the property, what a great addition it's going to be. Thank you to my Aunt Louise, who gave a very generous monetary gift to put towards construction costs. That gift went towards the siding that got purchased and installed last week. Always thank you, Mom and Dad. Thank you, Mom, for the advice on how to make these episodes better. She told me to cut down on my swearing and to cut down on my nervous laughter in between talking points. So thank you for that. And last but not least, thank you to everyone who keeps showing an interest in watching these episodes. With all that being said, if you enjoyed what you saw here, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you never miss a future episode. And that's going to be it for me this week. I'll see you next week, and as always, I'm DC, hoping to see you next time here at Wolf Lodge.